Hi, it's day 7, and I thought of something else that I thought it was important to add on for today because I needed to say a few more things. People back in history put it in the Bible, and it's very sacred to many people. And fornication or playing with yourself or any of that is, I think, wrong to a lot of cultures or to a lot of people. Now, why? That was written by someone back in history, and they believed it to be wrong. And I'm saying it's okay. And so you're confused. Back in the day, it was a person that maybe tried that or felt it to be wrong and felt wrong doing it. Just because they felt wrong doing it doesn't mean the next person might not feel right doing it. And just because scripture said it, that was way back when. And we're so far now. We're in 2019. This is back in the 1600s and before that, or from whatever they read, from wherever it was, or whatever scripture it came from. Change. Some people don't accept it. I'm not telling you have to play with yourself. I'm I'm not telling you to experiment with your body. I am never tell anybody what the fuck to do. And I don't like anybody telling me what the fuck to do. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not out to change your values or your morals. I'm not out to change you as a person. And I'm not saying you have to do these things. And I won't say that. I'm not that type of a person. I don't tell people what to do. I let them think for themselves, make their own choices, their own decisions. And I'm glad you can think for yourself and make those decisions for you. And, on TV in the old days, the TV was, there was barely any person that was on there that was naked, and you'd see parts of body parts. And now you see so much more, and it's came a long way. And some people like it, and some people think that's just wrong to do and don't like to do it, and it turns them off, and they don't like it. It's up to you to make those choices and decisions, what you like and what you don't like. Turn the channel. You don't like it. Some people like it. So you watch what you want to watch, and they'll watch what they want to watch. I'm not telling you you have to do these things or you have to do anything. But I'll give you an example. And I'm going to read exactly the way I wrote this. No one tells me what the fuck to do, so I do not tell anyone what to do. I give suggestions. So my ideas are suggestions for you to have a healthy life and to love yourself for who you are and what your body is and get to know it. But it's a suggestion. I'm not telling you do it and that you have to and that it's going to feel okay to you and it's going to feel right. It might not. What feels right to me might not feel right to you. What I like in bed might not be what you like in bed. It might scare you or might turn you off. There's a song out there, Pain, by, I can't remember if it's 3 Days Grace or who is it? Pain without love. Pain can't get enough. That might be what someone likes to do in bed, and they might like it where it's painful, and that might turn them on, and it might not turn you on, and you don't want anything to do with it. So you have to make those choices in those decisions, and you have to decide who you are as a person. And if you're going to go with what was in scripture eons ago and what was okay back then, and not accept change, then so be it. You're old school. I'd call you old school, and you're stubborn, and this is what you believe, and you're going to do it. But don't judge other people for what they do. And really, in bed, it's none of your business. what we do in the bedroom should be none of anybody's business. And if someone finds out and they want to try to ruin you, you stick up for yourself really hard and say, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's wrong. Doesn't mean I'm sick. Doesn't mean I'm going to rape someone. Doesn't mean that watching porn is going to make me go out and be a rapist or be this or be that or the other thing. Doesn't mean I'm a bad person because I like something you don't like. It it's out there, and it's something that some people are entertained and like to do, and some people like to watch, and some people don't get sex. Some people watch porn in and take care of their business because why? Because maybe they don't get it, or maybe they like it. They turns them on, and they like to watch different things that other people do, and maybe they don't get to do those things with who they're with, but they stay with them because they love them. And you have to have availability sometimes to be able to do what you really would like to try to do, and some people never get that opportunity, and some people turn that opportunity down and maybe regret it. And some people maybe take it and say, I wish I never did. It just depends on the person, what you're going to do. You have to make your own choices and decisions. Some decisions we regret, some decisions we hold up, but I stand behind whatever decision you make, whatever feels right to you. And some people like to do what feels wrong to them and they don't even know why. So it's all complicated, and we're complicated individuals. So much more complicated than the simple life and what was shown way back when, and what was talked about, and what was okay. And what was okay back then could be not accepted today, or it could be so needs to change and should be accepted, because there's nothing wrong with our bodies. There's nothing wrong with pleasuring yourself or somebody else, but it might not feel good to you. I have an example of this. I know someone who does not like sex at all, has been raped, and because of the rape, doesn't want anything to do with sexual stuff. Doesn't care about it. Doesn't want to do it. Thinks doesn't like to hear about it. Doesn't like to talk about it. Doesn't want anything to do with it. That's their choice and decision, and I respect that. And I wouldn't try to change them in any way. And hopefully, whoever they're with will respect them for that too. And if one day they choose to want to try again, then that's their choice. But you don't have to. So don't judge others for what they do. Mind your own P's and Q's and do what you think is right and what feels right to you. And if it feels wrong, some people do that too. Don't judge them. Don't judge people. We judge up there, and we're the God judges, and but God is very forgiving and very stands behind and stands up for people. Very uplifting. So now, if you get to know your bodies, or what we're told fornication was wrong, change and adapting to society and to today, this day and age, to these days, it's okay. Me as a person, and me and who I am, and I told you who I was, and you don't believe, fine, I don't care. You don't even have to watch this video. Turn it off and go walk away. I didn't tell you to watch it. People told you you were wrong. And that's wrong to do. So, and we have to respect our laws. But our laws say we can't smoke marijuana, and our laws say that, and they can give us, I don't know, a misdemeanor, felony if we're caught with it. People do that too. People smoke it, and it's wrong to do, but they like it and they do it. And some get caught, some don't. And you never tried it, so you wouldn't know what it's like. And it's wrong to do, so you respect our laws, but you still do it anyway. Driving 55. you go 60 and you go 65 and you like to drive fast, and you like to drive faster than the speed limit, you know, you're not that far over, and some cops will just let you slide. And how wrong is that? I have to follow the rules, and I have to follow, and I have to go 55. Some break that all the time. We have all kinds of crazy drivers, and everybody's always in a hurry, aren't they? So, yeah, they like to go fast. Everything is fast, more fast paced these days. It really is. Some people don't even know how to talk to people. They're so used to texting. Everything's about that text, and everything's about communicating in their way that they communicate. And some of it's just little blurbs like you would read on Facebook instead of a full sentence. And you're like, what did they just say? And you have to be into the lingo and everything else to get caught up with today's day and age. It's a computer. It's a phone. It's so much that they have access to, tablets and computers, and so much more than nowadays than it was back then. We are kind of spoiled, and we've got all these avenues, and we got all these choices, and we got all these decisions, and some have a lot less than us and don't want it and don't want to move into this, and they would rather have less than more, and get back to family and games and things to appreciate what we have. There's if you wear out something, so you have something that you have, you should use what you have. So you have let's see, a pair of jeans, your favorite pair of jeans, and you wear them out and they got holes in them, and you patch them, and or you just keep wearing them. You got use out of something that you own. Now that's jeans. Now let's say you own something in the kitchen, a donut maker, and you make donuts maybe once a year, and you didn't really get use out of it, but you got a waffle maker and you make waffles all the time. You used what you had, and you appreciate it, and you like to make your waffles, and use what you have. If it's something that is a game, play it with your family. Do it once a week. Try to make a goal, and appreciate what you have, and actually use what you own. Get use out of it, and appreciate it, and just like a stuffed animal that you hold all the time, or that you sleep with, and you hold it and you cuddle with it, just as if you were sleeping with somebody else. And it could be something simple like that, and you got use out of it. It's yours, and you got use of it, and it got worn out, and it upset you because it wore out, and you can't replace something that you cherish so much. That stuffed animal might have been given to you by your grandpa, and you kept it all these years or something. Who knows? But wear out and use what you have, and appreciate it. And see, some people have so much stuff they don't appreciate what they have, and some people have a lot less, and they appreciate everything and wear it out till it broke it. Drive cars until they run it into the ground, and some people buy a new car every 2 years. Use what you have, and it's okay that you buy a car every 2 years. I'm not telling you can't do that, but you used it. But some people run it into the ground on purpose, so they actually own it. They made the payments on it every month, and then they actually begin to own it, and they're going to wear it until the ground until they have to buy another one. So they got the best use out of something that they bought, and they made it last a long time. I know somebody's got like 300,000 miles on a truck. They still haven't bought a new one, and it's got stuff wrong with it, but it still gets them from A to B, and that's what counts. And he doesn't have to impress anybody, and he just has to go a little ways. But he's getting used out of that still to this day. And he had things that he's fixed on it, but it's his. He owns it. He doesn't have a loan, and he saves money that way, and then he can have money for other things that he needs or that he needs to pay for. So some people wear things into the ground, and some people don't. Some people just have things that they look at. I have collections. I can't really play with the collections, but I have a keyboard. I play, and I use it. I try to use it every day. And I have two guitars. I try to use my guitars here and there, but not as often as the piano or the keyboard. I try to use every day. See, I have things that I couldn't live without and that I appreciate and I want to use. And I'm trying to take care of them and cover them and make sure they last a long time and get the most out of use. I have a stereo that I use a lot, and but I've had it for 20 years and it still works just like it was yesterday. I had to get a new CD player for it, but I found one, and the same kind that I had, and replaced that part because it just wasn't working. It wouldn't do what it needed to do. And sometimes we have to replace things, when it breaks. But it's never made like it was in the old days. Now they try to find cheap avenues to make things, and furnaces only last 15 years. Where a furnace, one of those hot water heaters, like 50 years, and it's still kicking. And why? Why is that? Because income and they want to spend more money, and it's like they were made to break. That's what I think. And it was made so you would have to spend more money. And it's not as quality, it's not as thick, it's not as this, it's not that. And it's save costs, and the rich get rich and the poor get poor, and it's not as quality. It should always be quality. I mean, if you're a company, I would want to produce quality. And whether it costs you a little bit more out of your pocket, at least you're saying, yeah, this is going to last a long time and people will be happy. And if they're happy, then they're going to buy another one. And so you might sell less, in the long run, but you'll have repeat customers and you'll have people that'll come back for your product or your brand or your name. So, and as a good business person, if it was my business, I would run it that way. But you run it however the fuck you want. I'm not a business owner. I don't have. I'm poor, very poor. Yeah, trying to find work. When I find work, I'll probably quit these videos. I won't have time. But or maybe I'll make time if I think there's a need. I don't know what I'll do yet. But I just added another 20 minutes. I'm sorry to bother you for another 20 minutes, but I just had to get that part out. Have a blessed day, and I hope your kids didn't hear about the fornication, and I hope you sent them away right away. Sorry, I didn't say that at the beginning. Send your kids away to hear this. My apologies. Bye.